Hey, what's up everybody? This is Automatic Jack coming to you with part 3 of our Death Guard campaign. After this we're going to dive into some ranked. I will make a separate video for all of that. But for right now, let's check out Mortarion's campaign by Terra. Alright, I have not played the Mortarion section of this campaign yet. I guess we'll keep the Chosen and Nurgle. I don't really know what this deck looks like. I did not take a peek to begin with. Maybe it's the same starting deck that we had previously. Looks kind of like it. Alright, so Mortarion can stun, which is fairly useful. Can also remove stun and poison from his own troops. Probably not going to be useful in these matchups. For right now, probably pull this guy off the board. See if we can lure Valdor into taking a swing before his first strike guy gets live. Yep, yes we can. Yes we can. Alright, so right now we don't have the energy for a swing, or for a tap rather, with Mortarion. We're just going to use our Slackness Speeder. That does reduce the Whispers of Chaos because it technically counts as poisoning the enemy troop. Don't love how this is going so far. It's not looking outstanding, but what can we realistically do? We're going to knock him down so he only gets one swing instead of two. Alright, definitely want to get that Plague Elite on the board so we have a bigger body. In the meantime, we will use these two to reduce our threat level. Keep some frontline up. But we're having a pretty decently hard time making progress into Valdor here. Valdor has a lot of HP. A lot of HP. That's okay with us though. We're gonna go ahead and poison and stun. Take the front line. Just sit where it's at. Stun and poison are a great combo. I like to use Silent Death all the time on my Corvax deck. Familiar Silent Death will poison, or excuse me, stun all undamaged enemy troops, which is reasonably powerful. Especially when they are all poisoned, and they can do very little. Okay. What shall we do here? Probably not going to rally. We can knock off the Goldstone's Hunters with our front line. Could poison and stun again. And get a corrupted Grolgor out. Oh. We cannot poison and stun because there is front line. Okay, well that makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, yes it does. Just take that off the board. Get this big guy out. Running low on HP. Valdor is tough under the best of circumstances. But now we can Spectre. Get rid of that Hunting Eagles. Looks like our Requiem here, our Whispers of Chaos, is going to be pretty difficult to pop this game. And let's take off the extra 2 just in case. Learned that lesson last time. Oh yeah, that is a big issue. So, good enough to just poison this guy. Stun him. And why not not get a battle flies. It is an unstoppable unit. You can see with those wings, so even if he puts down some front line, it's not going to matter. He does not. That is the ballgame. We'll let the battle flies take the honor. Alright. Our first one is down. Like I said, this is a first run through this campaign. I have not tried it before. I think the healing here would be quite good. I like the Meldon squads for a little distance, and quite frankly, extra healing off of Yu-Gi-Oh! There is pretty good. Synergizes with those first waves, so we're going to take that. We would love a cheap tactics as our bonus. We'll see if that is a possibility. All right, that's good enough.
Death is coming.
We had a pretty easy time activating.
It is by our sacrifice that humanity is strengthened.
We don't know if it's going to be consistent, but we'll see. Sorak bikes aren't quite as good as they are with Typhon. We can heal. Typhon can keep those on the board. We can keep buffing them up. And I would love to stun Raldoron here and get the bikes out. We don't have enough energy to do that, however. So, I'm going to place and kill his hands before he can get cute and sacrifice them. Same effect, more or less, as hitting him in the face, because he would have popped it with his and then gotten more damage to our face. A little bit better knocking him down right there. Alright, we'll just go for our Moturg. We want that big mark of chaos. Gets corn, so it's okay. It is okay. Zagar veterans don't really do a whole lot for us. We do like Osgard here, because we can get that easy poison out there and stop him from getting too much of that. And he's already losing HP pretty quick. Up 8 on him, got a better board. And he is playing some pretty weak units right now. And that should be the ballgame. We're very close to it. Yeah, definitely taking the Yu-Gi-Oh! Out here in case he decides to go crazy. Tapping down 2 more. And this one should be all but in the bag. Does not have a whole lot with which to affect us. Thank you, Yu-Gi-Oh! We like your mark of Nurgle on your forehead. Look at that, pretty gross. Does not seem like an easy life being a Chaos Space Marine to be even harder if you're in the Death Guard. Alright, so even more first wave available. We like that. We also like, however, the idea of some Goldstone's Hunters for the extra face damage, being able to knock down the enemy a little bit. Vorax is always strong. Yeah, it likes to play small squads. We've already got a couple first waves. Don't need another Blessing in Nurgle. The Executors would be alright if we were really trying to activate the Blessing of Chaos, or the Whispers of Chaos, but we're actually going to go with the... As usual, if you guys have opinions about the choices I make during drafting, I would really like to hear them. I'd really like to hear them. Drafting is definitely my weakest point in this game, so more that I can learn from you all, better I can play.
I stand ready to defend.
Or if you want to give me bad advice so you can beat me more easily in the arena. Clever. Clever. Just like, what does Paulie say? Sun Tzu. Alright, so he's got gain shield and then deal 1 damage to all, all enemies. We're going to go ahead and throw the 2-meter squad and go face. We'll get a communition out of that. Or we will not. Alright. Perhaps a misplay there. Not fantastic. Definitely throw in Joseph and Nurgle since it's all we can really realistically do here. Definitely want to get this guy off the board, but we have no easy way to do that. Unfortunately, he runs a little low. Ooh, not fortunately, man. Oh, terrible misplay by the AI. Absolutely should have kept that alive. He's going to be relentlessly drawing cards, but, you know, you can't always get what you want. We are playing pretty hard game right now. He's well ahead on health. We have very high cost cards. He's doing all he can to help us by throwing away his relentless troops, but it's may not be enough. May not be enough. Maybe too little, too late. Tricky stuff, tricky stuff. Alright, so his Zagreus here gets bonuses from Mechadrites. However, in and of itself, it is a 4/4 body. Want it off the board. Maybe lure the enemy warlord into face. Okay. Or not face, trying to trade instead. Interesting. He goes straight for the face with that. We don't love that. Oh boy. Not ideal. Not ideal. Like a board clear, so he can't get his battle honor. Although he probably intends to use his... what's this there? Go there. Gonna hit face. We're going face with him because he's gonna get tapped off next time anyway. And we gotta reduce the distance here. We're in some jeopardy. His first strike custodian doesn't do him any good because he is going to lose it to our newly healed up Plague Marine. Disregard. Alright, well. Bad news bears. It's really a tough match so far. Tough match. Poison that up. We'll go and he drops a gigantic custodian. We could really use some poison at this point. We're gonna have to stun this guy down. We only got 4 hit points. It's not looking good. Not looking good. So we're gonna Sorak bikes. We are going to have to throw away our Plague Marine here. Because Grogor is probably good enough that we do not want to deal with that. We're going to have to stun him there. And then we are going to want our Motor Squad. But what we really need more than anything here is health. So we need to draw some health here. Most Ricky Tick. Forgot about that troop ability. It's not great for us. Decides to shield up. Interesting. He is low on cards, but we are low on almost everything. We are just low in general. Our best bet here is to just keep stunning away. We need to stun and stun and stun. Use our terror to attack, preserve some health, and we'll just leave the shield on him for right now. Good God. Yeah, this is not looking good. Well, there's Captain Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely needed him. But, unfortunately, we have no real accurate means of attacking here without sacrificing troops to break shields. And we cannot poison him without sacrificing 2 of our troops. That is real bad. Real bad. Managed to recover a tiny little bit of health, but it's not much. Now, he does have no cards, that's something. But, man, he has a lot of hit points. Oh, yes. Thank God for Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Just keeping us in this game. Every time a troop dies. Whew, every time. Lucky us. And we're getting bigger troops. That is something. We're going to stun the enemy warlord here and try to keep charging ourselves up with good old Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's going to depend a lot on what he can drop. He can drop some big boys. Now our Vorax is going to get pretty... Oh no, he's not, because it's only for Death Guard troops, so only Death Guard troops get our Herald of Pestilence. This probably would have been a good reason not to take that Vorax in the draft. We're still going to get it out because we desperately need it. Still going to stun because we desperately need to slow him down. And we're just going to keep trying to power up our board a little bit. He's got a very big board there. Woo, and a first wave comes out at the exact right moment. Lucky us. And those guys become terrifying monsters. We're doing this as much for the heal as for anything else. Really need that heal. And actually we can pop his survivor. Oh, in fact we can win. Alright. There it is. Yu-Gi-Oh! Saves the day. So these battles are tough early on. Bloodthirst, not great. Survivor 2. Another turn might be useful. The enemy warlord starting with less so is, I think, where I'm going to go, because it just slows him down as much as possible. Poison troops in play is pretty good for our Whispers if he gets a big board up, and Endurance is fantastic, especially for even more staying power, so we're just going to take that.
Death is coming.
So the tank here has siege, and it has a big siege. And in order to keep the tank from getting too cute, we're just going to try to keep it stunned as much as we can. It's really going to have to be what happens here. Fortunately, we have lots of first wave. Get our big front lines out. Doesn't really do any good. We could kill that and keep the Vorax on the board. It would probably fall in one anyway. Might be worthwhile. Is it to one enemy or all enemies? 4 damage to an enemy. Okay, and if it dies, the unit can act again. Not great. Well, I don't hate our just stunning him strategy. I really don't. I think getting more turns. I'm going to see if I can turn that off. Nope, no, I cannot. Alright, didn't accidentally hit resign there. Has happened before. But now we're starting to see a... Now I think a Vorax is really the good answer here, because Vorax can clear the board. Vorax clears the board. And we're just gonna tap out and wait. We are almost to the point where we can get a first wave up and get our 2-meter squad up behind it. That would be nice. I'm gonna go ahead and stun here and get us a Mortarion and hope for Nurgle. Nope, no Nurgle. Getting that poison would be nice. Katsuhiro doesn't do a whole lot without Solar Auxilia to buff. So, not the end of the world. We can do a little removal here with... Alright, we're going to get our first wave. We're going to get our 2-meter squad. 10-meter squad, whatever it is. And I think we'll pop Survivor on Katsuhiro. Actually, correction. We will take the guy off the board to get less damage coming in. Because now we should be able to pop Keza Hero pretty quickly after this. He plays his Mercs Marauders. It's not going to do a huge amount of good for him. He's able to knock out one of our front lines, but that's no problem. Alright, so Zaggar Veterans can be pretty useful when you have a flat board, but we do not have a flat board. We have a big hefty boy board. So we're going to go ahead and Communition up. Unfortunately, not enough for the Terror to work on Merrick's Marauders. But still going to go this way. Yes, I know, thank you. And we'll go ahead and stun that. Could have sacrificed a front line to it, but it's probably not worth doing all that to. We'll drop that down. And we will pop its bubble. And just go from there. So when one of these guys dies, we'll get another first wave out. He gets his siege prepped, but it's not really enough for him. Too little too late on Merrick's Marauders. Terror gentleman can do the work on that. We're going to cap Nugeoj, and we're going to Communition him to keep him out of range of the siege attack. We will use our Terror Boy. There we go. We could sacrifice one or two of these for a little more health, but we're not really in such a dire position yet. So right now we're just going to throw that out there. And the question is, do we want to spend our 3 energy on our Zaggar Veteran? I think we actually do. Even though he's not getting his buff, the chance that we're going to have an empty board to get his buff is low. It's low. So we got to get rid of that Ogren, but that should not be terribly difficult. We're not going to poison all troops in play because we have too much of a board. Too much. But we are going to Communition up one of our frontliners. Knock this boy down. Heal up. Stun. That stun poison combo, I'm telling you, that is just the 1-2 punch of doom. We could just take 1 damage on our guy and use the extra 4 to the face, but we would lose him doing that. So I'd rather keep him on the board. Let's see if we can convince our rival here to throw his siege ability into that. Yeah, you can get as big as you want, buddy. You can get as big as you want, unless our friend there has something with which to remove stun and poison, which I do not believe he does. Now, we're not going to go to the face with Nugeoj because I do not want to get Nugeoj off here. He's not exactly a win condition, but he is a fairly reliable source of heals. It's going to keep us alive in the game. That right there. Now we're going to lose some troops. But it's not a catastrophe. A lot of surplus healing. We have extra for our poison. Stunning this will not work because it will work in the sense that it will keep 3 damage off of us. So we're going to do that because we would definitely like to keep our 3 damage from nailing us. I could swing to the face, honestly. It's not terrible. Swing to the face. Taking 7, but would save us, what, 2 damage across the board. Would save the Plague Marine. Yeah, but actually it would save the Plague Marine, so I think that's probably worthwhile, and we get 2 of it back regardless. And then we're going to take our poison +2/+0. Keep some guys looking fancy and healthy. Nurgle brings his gifts of health to everyone who worships him. Turns out we lose the Plague Marine anyway, but that's physics. And this is why we use that Blessing of Nurgle. Oh yes. Oh yes. repeat the trick. Stun it. Poison it. Not in that order. And we'll get our big old Grog out here. This big boy Grog is going to be in good shape. And then we'll knock him down a little bit more. We're doing all right on health now. We're not as worried about it. That is a highly non-threatening troop. That is a little more threatening now. But one way or the other, we're going to be able to poison it. We'll get our Herald of Pestilence out. We're going to stun the enemy tank so he cannot use his big powers. We will poison up this Osgard squad, or poison up with the Osgard. Osgard. Yep, Osgard. So he becomes nice and juicy. Our Solar Auxilia front line on the enemy side is really out of the game. He can swing once into one of our front lines, which doesn't really avail him much. And we don't have enough energy to summon the battle flies with Grogor, so we're going to leave it. That's the problem with those spread random 1 damage abilities. When you're facing Death Guard, there's so much. I mean, he's trying to go for Yu-Gi-Oh, but he's got a relatively low chance of getting shots. Decides to poison himself for the extra card, or just because he is a computer. There's Yu-Gi-Oh to keep him alive. Alright, so still want to keep stunning. There's very little that he can do about that. It might be time to throw away our Yu-Gi-Oh, especially because we get an extra poison, ticks down our whispers. And now the next thing we poison is going to be getting us our attainable whispers. So that's pretty good. Take our Grogor battle flies, although that will prevent us from whispering the next time unless we get to poison 2 things. He has some survivor on here, but the match is looking pretty good. So Marcus Valerius, if you're not familiar with him, he is great in Solar Auxilia decks. He is just pumping out extra Solar Auxilias. But he cannot do much against a board this big. He is only a 6/6 body. That is probably not sufficient, especially when we could just fly across here and poison him. Ah, yeah. Just like that. And we will knock that out. We will swing to the face, pop open a survivor, and we'll just go ahead and throw that out there. Might as well heal. No reason, why not? He doesn't have any board clear. It's very doubtful he has a big board clear. Nope, not with Merit's Mercenaries. Charge up all the seeds you want, buddy. It's not going to do much for you. And just to see it, we will poison that out, get our Whispers of Chaos off.
There's no escape.
Mortarion becomes pretty scary. Heals 4 for 2 with Unstoppable and Poisonous. That's pretty scary. Kills anything that attacks him. Well, my. We have big moves here. I'd love some card draw. Creating Mechanicum troops does not synergize. Stunning, healing, draw, all quite good. All quite good. These... And Pyramid of Photep is quite a good card, but a lot of maintenance. We kind of want to stay as close to curve as we can. And Malkiel is quite good. Watchers can be decent. I think we're going for Rust Alliance. This is one of these choices that I really I do not know the correct answer. I would love some feedback.
Death is coming.
Our legion has always laughed in its face.
So when this guy creates those Kandali scouts, and he has the potential to regain energy with Streak, which is very dangerous because he has Streak cards to begin with. The urge to stun is pretty strong, but I really do want to get that chosen out. And we will go ahead and hold what we got. I pack my Scars deck full of troops like this. Very cheap troops. Just start the streak. You can always get the streak going and then just blaze away from there. We don't have great options. We really do not. We are a little bit stuck. So we're just gonna hit board. And some of this match, honestly, is probably going to come down to luck. The AI has the potential to go wild on streak. But perhaps not. Alright, we'll get our first wave up. We'll clear the board. Getting a lot of bodies up is really where this deck hopes to make its money. He gets a Hakeem. Hakeem can be sneaky. He can be a sneaky boy. But we can also get rid of Hakeem two different ways. I'm trying to think if there is a difference here. We take less face damage if we just goldstones that off. Although getting a Forge Complex up for more troops could be nice. I think we probably just want to goldstone stun this guy and return to our neutral board state with more cards. Our lack of poison here is a little bit making this a little bit difficult. Lack of poison is not helping us. The chance for a big Malk to get a 5 cost is decent, but we already have a lot of our 5 and 6 cost. We got Plague Marine or Plague Elite. We've got some options in there, but unfortunately we have nothing to play after it. His first strike doesn't really do him much good. He does get precognition if he manages to streak, however. So we're going to take the gamble and try to get this off the board before... Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Take that off the board before it manages to get all streaky on us. Mortarion likes the long game. We're trying to get as long a game here as we can realistically manage. Get that stunned up so that it is guaranteed to die. And there's his streak. First streak of the game, he gets some energy back. Maybe his second streak of the game, I wasn't paying attention earlier. He buffs it like mad, which is pretty frightening. White Scars really get a lot of effect from those big vehicle buffs. There's a very good card if you run White Scars. Alright, but we have an answer to it. We can endurance ourselves. In fact, we are almost certainly going to endurance ourselves here. Put him down a little bit. Endurance. Clear the board. Deal the damage. And the thing, Streak relies on having a lot of card options, and he doesn't have that many card options, so unfortunately he apparently has the card options he needs. Maybe not. Maybe not. I take it all back. Alright, I take it all back. Now here could be an option for Forge Complex, if we even really needed it. If we even really needed it. I think the first wave comes out regardless. Osgard is not great here because we don't need to poison a 1-2. I mean, even for the Whispers, we're far off on the Whispers. We'll just take the free mark. 3/6 Unstoppable is quite good. Clear his board, and again, he's pretty low on cards. He manages to return a troop with a rally to my hand, a bold strategy, and then pass. He's trying to streak up, and it may not work for him. Here is where we're going to Forge Complex, for sure. We will take the heal and the stun. We're taking no chances. We want to paralyze this guy with inaction. That is really the goal. Paralyze with inaction. A lot of his deck relies bigly on triggering those streaks. Fascinating choice. He streaks, but can do very little. Now he's got a 1-2 that dies to one of my front lines immediately. Okay. Heal 2 and remove poison. Wow. This would be especially good if we could get one of these guys off the board. We cannot, but we can do this. And we can heal up our boy there. Can Sorek Lex over here. Once again, just keep on stunning him. See, we're just trying to tire him out. White Scars do not do well in these drawn-out conflicts where they have to play too many cards, more cards than they really have. Throw this guy off the board to make room. And he is getting gassed. No pun intended. Some pun intended. He gets a little bit of draw. Why he did not play those in some of his earlier turns where he could have been making more complex bikes is just down to the vagaries of the AI. That's a mystery to us all. Big Mechanicum card. That is the upside of Forge Complex. Forge Complex occasionally can throw you out something enormous like that. So we will play that to get all that damage on the board. We will just trade. Will we trade? Yeah, we'll trade. We'll just trade that off. Trade those off. Swing to the face. And we'll leave him with a little more front line to overcome still, but he's in dire jeopardy here with a 5. Alright, he wants to give me back. He is very generous in giving me back my troops with rally. Gotta appreciate it. Sometimes you just get lucky with the way the AI decides to play the game. Note that we played our mission card early on and we have not gotten one single poison troop on the board the entire time. So, it is what it is, I suppose. Let's see, do we have Sorek bikes? Yes, we do. So that is 6, 7, 8. We had it regardless. Sorek bikes, we just need extra insurance. Okay, Jenks The Death Shroud. We love to see him. They're a great late game card when we've been playing these long, drawn-out matches, trying to make sure that the enemy is gassed out. Already got one of these. We're not gonna bother with the trying to draw Slayer early. Informant Network is really only good when the enemy is playing a lot of stealth. Ruinous Claim is the opposite of what we want. We do not want to reduce our troops' health. And T'Cholcha Engine is pretty great for us, because there are a lot of times when having a Commuter Squad could be a very solid option. Commuter Squad early. You know, we're going to go without the Chosen this time and instead.
So, the choice has been made.
Don't drag me into
Unfortunately, that
ruin.
does not
You're
really
on
help
your
us.
own, brother.
It is. It is not reducing Khan's energy any further. We'll just start picking him down a little bit. We want to keep our health as much as we can. He gets lucky with his... Oh, no, never mind, not lucky. I thought that was a deal 1 random. It is not. that's okay. We can Yu-Gi-Oh! Ourselves here. Take that off the board and return ourselves to full, or to the health that we had coming in. So clearing the board, improving this board state. Especially if Jagatai wants to just give himself a little bit of alright, that's perfect. That is the perfect top deck. So now we have a very solid source of healing. Feeling decently optimistic about this. 2 damage is fine. We're gonna get 6 health back when these 3 guys die. Once again, Osgarg is not helping us here, but we can... Whoops. We can swing to the face there, heal while we do it, stun the Khan, and then if he manages to do any extra damage to our front line with tactics or with flankers, then that's what it is. We could throw away all 3 of our front lines and then Tarag this gentleman off. We are not missing enough health to really make that a priority at this point. So we're just going to go ahead and poison him, because about the worst he can do is kill one of our front lines and heal us. In fact, we will stun the Khan and allow him to do so. Keeping the enemy warlord locked down, primo. The Mechanicum warlord, I forget his name, I use him, Caleb Decima, I think. I use him moderately frequently when I'm playing Mechanicum challenges. He is a very solid choice for doing the same thing. 1 energy for 1 damage and stun the enemy warlord, which is awesome. Very, very powerful power. If he could get troops that were not Mechanicum, he would be absolutely broken. Broken? You heard me. Okay, so... the question is, how much do we need this extra healing? The answer is probably a decent amount. Yeah, we'll take the... we're gonna get 4 health back from this anyway. And we'll swing down the Khan a bit. We'll keep this Zagart in our back pocket, just in case anything goes nuts. He decides to destroy the 5-3 instead of the healing engine. That is a bold choice. Okay, this is okay for us. He can knock one of those out. We heal. We lose a heal in it, but it's not the end of the world. And we're going to get a pretty powerful Sergeant Tarag out of this. And I think we maybe hang on to our Temeter squad. Now we'll take them up. We'll get them up. And give the Khan more to worry about. We could use that other second wave, or first wave rather. We could use our second first wave. We could use our second first wave. The question about whether we want to poison and stun this gentleman is, I mean, one option is straight removal. One option is stun him and poison him with something. With Osgarg. In fact, I think we're probably going to get Osgarg on board. There we go. That is now poisoned. That is locked down. We will Chem-Munition our Chem-Munition critter to make him stronger. Take 7 off the enemy warlord. And move on. Again, you'll see I'm not swinging with a lot of my troops. Alright, Jagatai is now the Warhawk.
Of honor.
Which is scary with his 3 attack and sneak attack. That's kind of a lot. But we can heal. And we can continue to Chem-Munition some of our troops. We will actually Chem-Munition this, make him a little more powerful. And now he is running actively low on options. Now we'll get the Zaggarts out there, just because, and we're going to stun the Warhawk to stop him from doing anything cute. And we can swing with Yu-Gi-Oh! Because at this point, it does not matter health-wise. We are 32 points ahead, and that is not going to be sufficient, especially because he decides he would prefer to take out our 2-2 than our 7-2. Not that I'm complaining. Alright, and that is too little too late. Can't do that forever, my friend. Can't do that forever. First wave comes a little late, but better late than never. Alright, let's see what the boss of this event looks like. I've never seen this. I assume it is going to be the Warhawk. Interesting. I've been building an Emperor's Children deck. Definitely looks like a troop I could use. Ooh, I think expanding the energy lead, especially for the ability to get those bigger troops out, those big bodies on the board, would be nice. Lightning Claw is not terrible, but we are mostly going to be letting troops hit us rather than actively attacking with him because his stun is very useful. Likewise, the 4 health from the Narthesium, hopefully we're going to get Captain Yu-Gi-Oh! Up, and 4 health will become trivial quickly. So I think it is the 1 energy. So we should start with 3, he should start with 0. And we're going to need some troops.
Death is coming.
This is a place of honor.
Did not realize that the Warhawk was our last troop there. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Very, very big. Very big. Hopefully he will get some troops on the board. We can Death Cloud if he... Oh, good lord. Okay. Alright, that's scary business. That's scary business. Moturg looks pretty decent, because there's a chance that he gets unstoppable and we can start putting in some face. He can't be killed immediately, and I would like to save Death Cloud until potentially the Warhawk has a couple more troops on the old board. See how this goes. Ah, that's how this goes. That's the kind of fight it's gonna be. Already breaking this down pretty hard. Well, well. Interesting. Well, I think we need the 5/5 body. That's not phenomenal to poison something and nail it, but we could use a body. We've still got some health. Not as much as we would necessarily like, but we've still got some health. So that's just how it's gonna have to go. We can gain a health on him here. Alternatively, we can stun. We can stun. We can stun the Warhawk. Not really remove that. We want to stun the Warhawk. Get our chosen up. And probably take the health exchange. Close the gap a little bit. We're not really sticking to our strategy here with gassing him out on cards, though. That's going to be an issue. So he's gonna hit us in the face. Now we are 2 turns away from Death Shroud, so that's definitely something. And that's a big help. That's a big help. We gotta start locking him down before he can do that 3 damage sneak attack battle honor crap all over the place. 3 damage sneak attack battle honor is too much. Too much. We will stun there. Unfortunately, it is not quite going to reach with Geldark Squad. Not quite going to reach, but we still got to get that Hakim off the board. Even more sneak attack is dangerous. Would be able to just kill our front line regardless, so got to get him off. Now we have Solomon Khan. Solomon Khan here with his ability to choose Sisters of Silence. Not fantastic, but it's not terrible, I suppose. If there's an obvious play here, I'm missing it. Don't have enough reach with Goldstones to take off Solomon Khan. Poisoning our own boy for 4 energy and getting Forge Complex is only so-so. I guess we can... Goldstones. We're gonna Death Cloud for our extra 3 off the Whispers, because Whispers might really come in handy here. And then we're just going to go to the face with both of these. And we're going to stun that 6/6 to prevent him from doing terrible damage while he's poisoned. Alright, I'm kind of okay with that. Good God. Big troops here. Big troops. Big troops. +3, +0, and sneak attack. But we also need to stun. So we're just going to stun Warhawk because he is slightly more dangerous. At least the other guy has to attack with his body. Good God. Oh, this is bad news bears. This is bad news bears. Okay, definitely need that defensive maneuver. Going to move this, get our Death Shroud back on the board. We're going to Tarag up here. Actually, you know what? T'Chulcha Engine could be useful for getting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Up, which we could really use. And also we would have the, oh no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, that's pretty harsh. Alright, so instead we just take the Sorag bikes. Sorag bikes this guy off. We gotta do everything we possibly can to keep Warhawk from bashing our face in. Spectre comes in clutch. It's only 6, but hey. Oh, that's it. That should be it. We're gonna have a very hard time stopping a 3 sneak attack. I guess we do get one more turn out of this. We can stun here. We can actually Vorax this guy. And that's about it. Yeah, we can Vorax. We are living on a knife's edge here. If he has any damage in his hand, we are already quits. We need to smack him twice more with the death, or with the, well. And we're on a knife's edge. We're on a knife's edge. Woo! Wow. What a pick. What a pick. And there's the first wave and the endurance. Boys, we might have a chance here. We might have a chance. It is possible. Okay, don't need to stun, not willing to swing in case he has damage in hand. Oh, and he did have damage in hand, but not quite enough regardless. Blade Bikes doesn't do it for him. 3 damage to all enemies, heal 3 to my units. Yes, but also first wave. I think the first wave... Well, first we kill out that. Then we first wave. Then we heal. Then we stun. And we are, against all expectations, somehow hanging on in this game. Draws 3 troops. Wow. Wow. Lucky, lucky. Okay. And the Warhawk remains stunned. I think we might have a chance. I think the endurance is good. Get extra heals. And let's see here, we have 8, 2, 3, and one of our front lines takes him down. There we go. Alright, first tries the charm. That was the Death Guard campaign, part 3. Once again, I am Automatic Jack. I appreciate it if you have watched this video. Any comments, questions, thumbs up, thumbs down, anything like that, there is our beautiful card back for this event. Guys, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for checking out the channel, and I will start putting up some ranked videos for you to enjoy after this. Alright.